Black and gray now.
Yo, what it do? What it do? Raider Nation for life. What it do? It's your boy Dirty Man back live in my own motherfucking studio doing my own damn thing. Tonight, look, tonight we're gonna talk some shit. We're gonna look at some shit. I appreciate everybody being here, man. 50 billion things in the face of the planet you could be doing. The fact that you allowed me to grace your screen for any amount of time is greatly appreciated, more than I can verbally express. And look, hey, look, we're gonna jump right into it, man. I hope y'all appreciated the new intro, a little something to watch, a little. It's not really an intro, it's just more of a less countdown. I don't really, it don't matter. It don't matter. We here, we live, we doing our thing. And tonight, like I said, bro, it's combine talk. You know what I mean? It's combine talk. Now, there's people out there and they got a lot of people got some things to say, you know what I mean? A lot of good, a lot of bad. You know, some people know what they're talking about. Some people just do not. But before we get into that, because I'm not gonna call out any names, y'all know I'm not here for the drama anymore. That's not what I'm here. Speaking of drama, I do want to say this. Speaking of drama, today was a actually very, very good day for me. I was able to have a conversation with somebody and settle a, I guess you could call it a beef, a back and forth, but I settled something soon. I settled with somebody today. You know what I mean? So I want to give shouts out to that brother. Me and him, we cool. We had a conversation like grown ass men. It didn't get carried away. In the end, we both realized that it was a miscommunication on both sides. So to my brother West Side Earn, we good. Me and Earn, we good. We settled our problem. We had our conversation. Me and Earn, we good. You know what I mean? So today was actually a fairly decent day. As people have heard me say before too, like if I was gonna settle any beef, that would be the only one. Everybody else, fuck them. If I got beef with you for whatever reason and we ain't squashed it, fuck you. That's just how I feel. Not trying to be an ass, but you know, take a grown man to sit down and have a conversation. So I had a conversation with Ern today, and we all good. So now back into the NFL. You know what I mean? Back to the motherfucking NFL, the combine. We're gonna look at some numbers today, man. You know what I mean? I came to look at some numbers. People were ranting and raving about a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of wide receivers. I'm hearing people talking about Xavier, whatever, Worthy, Withley, you know what I mean? Whatever his name. Oh boy, who ran the 4.21. You know what I mean? People talking about, oh, his draft stock's going. No, his stock's not going up. Pump the brakes on that. Let's take a look at all the people who've ran top 40 times. These 4.22s, these 4.21s. What have they done in the NFL? Nothing. Nothing. Can you tell me what season John Ross was the best wide receiver in the NFL? You know what I mean? My boy Pyro, what's good with you, man? Hey, Pyro said, "Don't let me catch you at Walmart, man." Hey, look, so that's so last week I'm out with my little man. I'm shopping. I'm at the Walmart. I told y'all know I like to go to Walmart, bro, because I feel I feel uplifted when I go to Walmart because I see people in there and I be like, man, they doing bad, right? Like I'm not taking joy in somebody's discomfort, but I realize that no matter how bad I feel like I may be doing, I can honestly literally see people that are doing worse, right? So I'm shopping, man. I got my basket and shit. I'm picking stuff up for moms, you know what I mean? Moms need some things, so I'm picking them up, man. I'm in the aisle, I'm chilling. I see this dude walking towards me, man. And I'm like, hold on, man. Like, am I gonna have to chunk him? And he was like, it's Pyro. I was like, oh, okay, all right. I thought I was gonna have to throw hands or something. And I felt like I kind of might have would have lost that, but yet and still I would have attempted to at least throw my hands. But man, my boy Pyro saw me in Walmart, and he was like, "Man, I turned the corner, and I was like, that's dirty." And he walked up, man. Yeah, man. So shouts out to my boy Pyro, man. Much love, much respect to Brody. That's the second time that I've had the opportunity to shake hands with my brother. You know what I mean? So I definitely sure enough appreciate, you know what I mean. Hey, appreciate it, man. He said little man was fly too. Hey, I try to keep little man in the niceness, bro. I can't go out looking nice and little man be looking bad, bro. So you know what I mean? It could be vice versa. But you know what I mean, it can't be me looking good and little man looking bad. I'm like, oh, you spend all your money on you. I'm like, but shouts out to Brody, man. I appreciate him. You know what I mean? Much love and respect. He said at Dirty Terry and Sherry McElberry. Who's that? Oh, yeah. The twins. I was like, and then I had to think about my sweatshirt. Yeah, the twins. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it for real. I got a good sense of humor, man. I'm a pretty lighthearted guy, man. You know, you can even ask Pyro, man. I'm a pretty lighthearted guy, bro. You know what I mean? I'm a good dude to know. Some people wouldn't understand that. They take that shit for granted, but that's life. You know what I mean? We all go through it. It's not even that much of a big deal. Hey, Twan, what's good with you, Brody? You feeling better? You feeling up to it? You know what I mean? I know we talked earlier. I told you holler at me, but if you feeling up to it, man, let me know. I'll shoot you the link, man. But let's jump into the quarterback numbers. You know what I mean? Let's take a look at these quarterback numbers from the Scouting Combine. These are official numbers. The first one up is their 40-yard dash. Top 40-yard dash was by Kedon Slovis out of BYU. He ran a 4.55. Second best was Sam Hartman out of Notre Dame. He ran a 4.8. Next was Austin Reed from Kentucky, Western Kentucky. No, not Kentucky, but Western Kentucky, 4.82. And then top four, I think only four quarterbacks ran the 40. Spencer Rattler at a 4.95. You know what I mean? 4.95 for that kid. Now, 10-second splits, I don't really too much care about. 158 for Kedon, 163 for Hartman, 163 for Spencer, and 167 for Austin. Now, the only thing that tells me about this is that Spencer probably slowed down. He didn't run it all the way through because he had the same 10-second split as Hartman. So I feel like he might not have ran it all the way through. Now let's go with their verticals. Michael Pratt had the high at 36 inches. Joe Milton, who's shooting up people's draft boards, but I'm telling you, pump your brakes on this kid now, man. Can he be good? Quite possibly. Is it going to take some work? Yes. He has a lot of development that he needs to take care of before he can actually be a starting quarterback in the NFL. And I'm just being honest about that. But he had a 35-inch vertical. Spencer Rattler had a 32. Kedon had a 30. Sam Hartman had a 28.5. I don't really too much care about their verticals all that much. All it tells me they have leg power, but when do you see a quarterback needing a vertical? Or a broad? Well, the broad jump, I can definitely see, you know, the leap forward, you know what I mean? So Joe Milton with a 10.1, Kedon with a 9.10, Michael Pratt with a 9.6, Hartman with a 9.1, Spencer Rattler with a 9 flat. 3 cones. JJ McCarthy with a 6.82, Sam Hunt 7.19, Michael Pratt 7.20, Spencer Rattler 7.21. Shuttle. Michael Pratt 4.23, JJ McCarthy 4.23, Sam Hunt 4.34, Spencer Rattler 4.37. Now, none of them motherfuckers benched. They can't bench. We all know quarterbacks don't bench. Quarterbacks don't bench. So for me, just taking into account for those numbers, man, and we're gonna open up with the quarterbacks because it's probably one of the biggest, uh, most talked about things right now because a lot of people feel like it's our biggest need. Um, I'm going to pump my brakes on saying that that is the biggest need on this team. In actuality, it's really not. You know what I mean? Um, our biggest need is protection for a quarterback. A quarterback is next on the list, but right now, our biggest need is protection for our quarterback, whoever it is. I've said it multiple times. Doesn't matter who you put under center. If there's no protection up front, they're going to fail. You could put Lamar Jackson back there. You can put Patrick Mahomes back there. You can put Cam Newton back there, bro. You could put anybody in the whole free world that you want to put at quarterback. But if there is no protection, then it is all for nothing. You know what I mean? It's all for nothing. So for me, I feel like our biggest need is to fill in those gaps and put some solidified protection up front and then get you a quarterback. So free agency is not that far away. It's right around the corner. March 13th is the opening day, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, March 13th is the day that you can talk to people or whatnot. It's also the day that Russell Wilson will be released from the Denver Broncos. I hear a lot of people talking about he'd really work out in Vegas. Honestly, I don't think he will. I believe that we have two different characteristics. What we're looking for and what he can bring is two different things. Do I think Russell Wilson can succeed somewhere? It's a possibility. People get rejuvenated in certain places, right? But I've also said this too. I think he's on the downside of his career. I said it, I stated it 3 years ago when everybody was talking about getting him and trading Derek Carr for Russell Wilson with the Seahawks. And I was like, that's not a good idea. Russell Wilson is on a decline. And ever since then, his numbers have not gotten any better. They just haven't. You know what I mean? So 11th is illegal is the legal tampering, you know what I mean, date. So March the 13th is the day that you can officially start signing contracts. You know what I mean? That is the official day that you can start signing contracts, March 13th. So with that in mind, I'm telling you right now, if nobody else is going to say it, I believe that the first thing that the Raiders address is that offensive line. It's the offensive line. I guarantee you. I'm willing to make a $5 bet. I'm willing to make a $5 bet that the first thing the Raiders sign is some type of offensive lineman. I'm willing to bet it. I'm willing to bet it. But since we're talking about offensive linemen, let's go ahead and slide into their numbers and let's take a look. So for the 40, the top offensive lineman was Roger Rosengarten. That's a nice name. 492 out of Washington, offensive tackle. Tanner Botoloni from Wisconsin, 494. Frank Crum out of Wyoming, 494. Tylen Grable out of UCF, 495. Brandon Coleman, TCU, guard, 499. CJ Hansen, guard, Holy Cross, 5 flat. Gottlieb Ayadizi from Maryland, guard, 5 5.1, 501. Troy Fantunu, offensive tackle, Washington, 501. Jared Kingston, USC, guard, 5.02. Cooper Bebe, guard, Kansas State, 5.03. Guards 40s don't really matter to me. I can really care less. Let's see, what was the slowest? Jeremy Flax, 5.64, offensive tackle, Kentucky. All right. Okay, so now let's get into the things that really matter. Let's get into that 3-cone. That matters. Tanner Boltonali runs away with a 7.16. Dylan McMahon, or whatever his name is, NC State, 7.26. Joe Alt, Notre Dame, 7.31. Drake Nugent, Michigan, 7.33. And Nick Gargaloy, whatever, man. These dudes be having some names. 7.33. Those are going to be your top 5 guys in the cones. Frank Crum, honorable mention, and Cooper Bebe, honorable mention. Cedric Van Pergen-Garner, man, these dudes be having some names, bro. Now, the really thing that I really want to see, let's get that bench going. 39 reps, Bo Leamer, Arkansas. Jared Kingston, 32 reps out of SC. Kingsley Samanu Tanonano, 31. Zach Frazier, 30. Patrick Paul, 30. Jackson Powers Johnson, 30. If you look, out of your top 6, 3 of them are centers. What do we need? A center. Do we need a strong center? Yes, we do. We need a really strong center. And all that I've saw, I like Bo Leamer out of Arkansas. I like that kid. I believe he likes to move people around. He likes to get grimy, he likes to get dirty. I like that kid. I really do like that kid. That's one of our biggest needs. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it in free agency. If we are able to get a center in free agency, cool deal. Wonderful. You know what I mean? Let's clap it up. But if we can't, then I mean, well, damn, there's an issue, right? It's got to get addressed. These are probably your top 3 centers in the these are probably your top 3 centers. And I said Bo Leamer, Zach Frazier, and Jackson Powers. Those might be your top 3 power centers. Like if you're looking for people to actually move the pile. Now, there's some other guys in there that can run, they can pull and things like that. But if you're looking for a solid anchor, somebody that's not going to get moved a lot and can really do some damage in the middle, these are the 3 guys that you're looking at. I think either one of them can be a day 1 starter. That's my firm belief. I don't really too much want to echo sentiments of other people. You know, people that were in the building, they saw what they saw. I'm just looking at film. I don't really too much take the combine, all that. I don't hold it at the highest of high. Let's put it like that. You know what I mean? Because it's just you out there. You're putting on display what physicalities you possess or what it is you may be able to do. But a lot of it is just showing me, can you, how do you say it? Because game film tells me everything. You know what I mean? Game film really tells me everything that I really need to know about a player, because there's never going to be a time in a game where it's just you on the field by yourself. There's always going to be 20, 21 other people out there, you know what I mean, with you. You're never going to just be the one guy out there by yourself. It wouldn't be a game of football, right? It just would not be a game of football. So I like to be able to see what their physicalities are, but game film is everything. Now, the one thing that the combine does show is who can rise and who will fall on occasions where you must rise. At the combine, all eyes are on you. You cannot fail. This is probably one of the biggest moments of your life. You cannot fail. You cannot crack under the pressure. You just can't. You have to go out there. You have to give the best performance you can possibly give. Now, everybody's going to make mistakes. That's part of life. That's part of sports. Everybody's going to make mistakes. A lot of these quarterbacks didn't look so good because the chemistry wasn't there with some of these wide receivers. Some of these wide receivers didn't look too good because, hey, look, I seen wide receivers running routes, and I'm asking, what route is that? I'm seeing so many routes being rounded off. It's almost like if you're a wide receiver, just go out there, be fast, do your best to get open. Fuck the crispness. Fuck the ability to actually really run a route. I've seen so many routes rounded off. Whatever happened to the step outside and then back inside to give the defensive back something to go at? None of that anymore. They just run straight up and then they turn. Is that what we're teaching now? Anthony Estrada says, do you honestly believe Caleb falls in the draft because he didn't participate? How could teams watch and know about you if you don't work out? Well, I'm assuming that he's saving everything for his pro day at USC. I've already told you how I felt about Caleb Williams, Anthony Estrada. I feel like there's a lot of hype to the kid, and I don't think he's going to live up to all the hype. I think he'll be decent, but I don't think he's going to live up to the hype of what people were saying. I just don't. Honestly, I don't think he's going to live up to that hype. So it's kind of tough. Telesco wants to move up, get a QB, but how far can we realistically get? Already, Romeo, how far can we realistically get? I think you get as high as 1. But it may cost you a lot. But I think you can get as high as 1 if you wanted to. If you truly wanted to pay the price, you can get as high as number 1. But it's realistically, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you a lot. And from what I'm hearing, AP has a short leash. It's kind of one of the reasons why we haven't really seen contract numbers. If this year doesn't work out, we're going to start over again. I'm letting you know, if this year is a failure, not just, we could be short of making the playoffs, that's fine. But if this thing starts looking anything like what it looked like when we had Josh McDaniels, and it starts to really go south, I think that'll be the end of everything that we're asking for. Because this is something the fans asked for, it's what the players asked for. Mark Davis said, fuck it, I'm going to give it an opportunity. But if it doesn't work, which is what I've said, hey, look, I love AP, but if it ain't working, it ain't working. If it ain't a success, it ain't a success. There's no way of sugarcoating it. You know what I mean? There's just no way of sugarcoating it. Now, I know everybody's saying that's why you got to go get a quarterback. That's why I see Milka Breezy. That's why the QB is so important. You know what I mean? I fully understand that, right? But I also believe that if you surround Aiden O'Connell with some good blocking and give that kid time, he could actually be a good quarterback. I honestly believe AOC could be a good quarterback, but you got to give him some time, man. The kid's got to have some time. The O-line's got to block. If there's no blocking, I just said it 10 minutes ago. I said it 3 weeks ago. I said it 5 years ago. I've said it my whole life. If it ain't no blocking up front, it don't matter who you have as a quarterback. It just doesn't. So I honestly believe it's going to work out. But there is that notion floating around that if it doesn't, it could be the end of an experiment. And that's just what this is. It's an experiment. You know what I mean? It, like in life, with everything that you buy, with all the new shit that comes out, it all starts out as an experiment. It either succeeds or it doesn't. It's either a successful experiment or it's a failure of an experiment. I'm hoping this is the exception, and that this is a success of an experiment, and that we find that we have a damn good coach in Adrian and AP, and that we have a damn good football team in the players that we have. Now, I know that people are doing different videos of who the Raiders should re-sign and who they should go after and free agency, and all of that is good. All of that is good. You know what I mean? It's positive. I've heard positivity. I've heard negativity too. I've heard some things about my boy Amik. Amik should be on the list of everybody to be re-signed. He should be in the top 3 people you re-sign. Now, I'm just being honest. Just being honest. Amik should be in the top 3 people to get re-signed by the Raiders. And that's not cap. And I know everybody, well, you're an Amik fan, but I'm being honest. He's part of the heart and soul of that defense, man. He's part of that chemistry that makes that defense go. If for nothing else, bring him back as a backup. If you can still go get a starting corner. You can still go get a top-notch starting corner if you wanted to. But you still got to have that backup, bro. If that's all he's going to be, is a backup that can come in and play us as a starter when the starter goes down or the starter ain't panning out, then by all means, you pay him to do that. Because if you get rid of him and you bring in somebody that's not even close to his level, what happens when your starting corner that you went and got goes down? Now you don't have anybody to come in and back him up that's going to play good. Sometimes you just got to play players to be backup players, bro. You ain't always got to pay starter numbers, bro. You know what I mean? You don't always have to go get players that's going to be starters. Amik is a dog. I'm going to put a video together that says why the Raiders should keep Amik. I'm going to put a video together that says why the Raiders should keep Amik. Because I think that not only is Max Crosby the heart and soul, I really believe that Amik is part of that heart and soul of that defense, man. Just being honest. I think he's one of the pieces that really makes that defense go. That really makes them shine, really makes them, get out there and just play like dogs, bro. And I saw it firsthand. Some people will say, nah, that's not it. But I saw it, man. I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. I would never put Aiden in the top 5. I would never put him. I would never put him in the top 5 conversation of quarterbacks. Not right now. I won't say never. You know what I mean? I would never say. I would never say never that he cannot be a top 5. He could be anything he wants if he got some blocking. You know what I mean? I believe he could be a top 5 if you gave him some blocking. He could quite be in the top 5 numbers. You got Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Zamir White, uh, Jacoby, Tucker. You got our mayor. Like, the man's got some weapons. He got people to throw the ball to. You know what I mean? Bro, all eyes, man. You know what? I'm a little upset at Meek's team, bro. I've been trying to get an interview with a Meek for like forever. And he went and did one with Simone Raider, which is my guy. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Simone Raider at all. Nothing at all, bro. Brody is super fucking cool. He is super fucking humble. And every time that me and him have met in person, he has been nothing but kind to me, nothing but genuine, and I appreciate him. You know what I mean? So I ain't got nothing against Simone Raider. I'm just a little mad at the Meeks team because, bro, I've been trying to get that. I've been trying to get an interview with the Meeks. Y'all know how forever, bro. I didn't IG'd him. I didn't Twittered him, bro. I didn't figure that. I didn't hit him in every DM. I never got a response. So it's all good. It's all good. You know what I mean? Would I sign Jeremy Chin D back from the Panthers? He would fit Graham's system. I don't know if I would sign anybody from the Panthers. Milk. I'm just being honest, bro. The way the Panthers play, bro, I think I'm avoiding all of their players, bro. I think I would avoid every single person that has played for the Panthers, bro. Well, spice up this coffee a little bit, man. Spice up this coffee just a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm avoiding all players from the Panthers, bro. Yeah, I mean, um, yeah, anybody from the anybody that went what 1 and something, 2 and something. Man, I don't know what it had. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna keep trying, Anthony. I ain't never gonna stop trying, bro. I'm trying to get Brody on. You know what I mean? Trying to get Brody on my channel, but I know why people don't. I know why people don't follow me or like me or watch me. You know what I mean? It's because I smoke on. It's because I smoke on live. Because I drink on live. Because I say what I want to say. Because I don't put in 16 hours a day. You know what I mean? And I'm not shitting on anybody. Please don't think I'm shitting on anybody. But I don't put in 16 hours a day for this shit. I'd be surprised if I put in 3 hours a day for this shit. I'd be surprised if I put in 3 hours a week for this shit, bro. Honestly, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to diss anybody. I love being here. But when I come in, man, my shit's on a whim, bro. It's on a whim. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I'm not gonna hold y'all, and it ain't no cap. My shit's on a whim. You saw when I put out my live. I think I put it out an hour before I actually went live. That's bro. I don't sit around and spend my whole day doing this. I don't. Reason being, things in my life going on. You know what I mean? Yeah, everybody knows what I got going on. Everybody that follow me and I just got so much going on, man. I don't. You know what I mean? I don't. But when I come, man, I'm giving y'all everything I got. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stop doing shows when I got Little Man by myself because I feel like y'all get robbed. You know what I mean? And so tonight my wife's home, so I got nothing but time. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring my cousin out real quick. You know what I mean, ladies and gentlemen? He's been missing in action. He's been MIA for a minute, but he's back. Glad to see he's doing well. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what time it is, man. It's time for the king of controversy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only, my bro from AZ, Mr. J Tizzle. What's up, JT? You on mute, brother. You on mute.
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yeah, got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
What's good? What's good, man? What's good, man?
Oh man,
You
just
know,
chilling, brother. We was over here having a conversation. You know what I mean about basically this football team. You know what I mean, things that are things that could happen, things that won't happen. Quarterback wise, a Meek. Um, uh, we know how Cool Cat feels about a Meek. That's why I ignore his. That's why I ignore his statements. I'm not ignoring Cool Kev, just his statements of a Meek, even though Cool Kev won't speak to me. That's crazy. That's all right though. It's all right. I appreciate him being here. Uh, we'll settle our shit one day. You know, me, I'm thinking we'll settle our shit one day. I don't even really think it's a beef. I think he's just mad at me. But it's all good. It's all good. I told him it wasn't personal. You know what I mean? I got no love lost for the brother. Um, but basically, we took a look at some numbers. A lot of people, I was basically saying a lot of people say that the number one need for this team is a quarterback, when in actuality, that's the number two biggest thing that we actually need. I think the number one thing that we really need is an offensive line. You know what I mean? Because you can put anybody behind an offensive line, but if they can't block, what good is the purpose? You know what I mean? And I honestly believe we're already low at that line anyway. Most of our offensive linemen were free agents this year. So we will I believe that's going to be like their number one target in free agency. I'm even willing to bet $5 that that's their top target in free agency is somebody in this O line. And then I was talking about my top three centers in the draft. If we had to draft a center, what I mean, my top three would be Bo Limmer from Arkansas, Zach Frazier from West Virginia, and Jackson Powers Johnson out of Oregon. Those will be my top three. Ladies and gentlemen, I got another guest to round out the panel for the night. He was just in the chat. Now he's on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only, the chaplain of the N1 Network, Mr. Raider Twan. What's good with you, Twan?
Hey, what's going on, man? Blessings to everybody out there tonight.
Yes, sir.
blessings, and thank you for the blessings.
Blessings to us all, man. Yeah. So, where are you guys seeing us pay more attention to? Let's just say we don't draft a quarterback in the first round. Like, what would be your thought on that next position of need, Twan?
To be honest with you, I've been on. If you've been listening to what I've been saying on my channel, I've been on the mode of, not getting that quarterback, because just to see where the quarterback that we really want is going to land, the price is way too high. You know what I'm saying? I feel like singing that song, that the price is way too high, you need to cut it. It's one of those situations where the price is way too high to go get that guy. And I know people talking about, I've heard the saying, you're not making good money if you ain't, if you ain't going for it, you ain't making good money. I forgot what the saying is, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Scared money
But
don't make money.
yeah, scare money, you don't make money, right? Like that statement is true, but in this situation where we have other needs and other things that we need to address, it is, again, that price is way too high. So I've been on the mode of getting that lineman. And I'm talking about that lineman in regards to the offensive line. Now, if there is a situation where we actually are able to get one of the top pass rushers at 13, then I would maybe entertain that at some point, because you're still investing in the trenches, which we need help on both sides of the ball. But
I'll be honest
definitely,
about that one right there, Twan. I'm gonna be 100% honest. You know what I mean, and transparent with the nation about that one right there, bro. I honestly believe Patrick Graham and AP both believe that's not anything that they have to go out and get. They have faith and believe in all of our pass rushers. They
yeah,
believe in Max, which they should, like everybody else in the NFL does. They also believe in Kuntz, who showed the ability to get after a quarterback, and they believe in. And you can add all you want to, bro. But we will say this, and you cannot deny it. Kuntz just played his best year in his whole career.
That's true.
No,
But if
and
what you said was the case, why are they
Mhm.
not giving him a contract? If
Because he's
that's the
still under
case.
contract. He's not a free agent.
I I I
So
I agree. I
if
agree with that sentiment, but at the same time, you're not going to just we know that Max is going to be out there 98% of the time. So with that being said, you still need someone. You still need another lineman on that other side. So if someone does fall, you know what I'm saying, of value at 13, that is that top pass rusher. I don't see why they won't pull the trigger there. You know what I'm saying? But if it's left up to me, going back to the initial question, it would
Yeah.
be getting offensive tackle. And I've been saying that I would like to get Talise I don't want to Talicia Fuaga. Fuaga is his last name. Fuaga
All
is the
right.
guy that I like. And
Yeah.
he will definitely be a plug and play. You're literally drafting him and he's going to start for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I that's where I would go.
My firm
uh,
belief is a center. I feel like you need an anchor. You know what I mean? In the center of
Mm,
that line. I feel like you gotta have an anchor in the center of that line. You gotta have somebody who can snap the ball and fire off the ball at the same time and have strength to stop some of these big ass players that they line up in the middle. You know what I mean? And I think Zimmer is one of those guys that can really get it done. And if you took him in the first round, I wouldn't really be upset. If you went out and got the center of the future, the guy who's going to play the next 15 years and keep your quarterback upright and safe, well, goddamn, well, hell, shit, nigga, give it to me.
I'll
Give it
I'll
to
be
me.
I'll be talking about this even a little more tomorrow on my channel in regards to the combine. But if you're looking for center, specifically center, I don't think we necessarily have to get that in the first round. I think there's actually in the draft. I mean in the combine. I think there's actually some centers that shown themselves throughout the years and even in the combine that we should be fine not drafting a center in the first round.
No, I hear what you're saying, but I'm telling you, if you went and got one that was going to be the cornerstone of your
Mhm.
offensive line for the next 15 years in the first round, I wouldn't be mad at it.
is there one in the draft?
There's two.
hmm So that means
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna go. That means they're gonna go high. And you're gonna have to get them in the first round.
Yeah, but not everybody above us need a center. See, that's the thing. If you pay attention to the draft lately, you know what I mean. If you pay attention to the draft lately, motherfuckers ain't drafting just for talent. Motherfuckers is starting to draft for team needs. They're trying.
Mhm.
People are actually literally setting out trying to win Super Bowls now and trying to build their teams to the best of their ability. That draft best guy on the board shit. That shit has gone out the window. I want to say at least 2 years ago, bro. 2 to 3 years ago, I'm gonna just draft the best athlete on the board. No, motherfuckers is drafting for what their team needs. You know what I mean? For what their team truly, truly needs at that point in time. And that it's just been a pattern lately. You know, not to say that there's not teams that won't just draft because that's the best athlete on the board, but a lot of teams, I want to say a good 3/4 of the NFL are starting to draft for actual need. So
Mhm.
Wish I could say that for my team.
well, we don't know what our team's going to draft for just yet.
But then that means everything you just said is a mute point compared for our team. If
Well, I
the,
mean,
I mean,
we know
the
what we're going to
league.
draft for. I mean, don't we know that we're going to draft for our immediate need, bro? I feel like that's what we're going to do.
Mhm.
I said we don't know what we're going to draft for, and I kind of spoke too soon. I should have said we don't know what this front office is going to draft yet because we haven't seen them do it. Not for us. We've seen
Mm,
Telesco do some things over in, with the Chargers or whatnot, but this ain't the Chargers.
So is this the draft where we determine how long we gonna put up with it or not, or are we gonna give them time? I mean, because personally, like when you called me, we talked on the phone. I'm gonna say it like this: I don't think nobody knows what the team is going to do, and I don't. I still think the team doesn't know what direction they want to go into, which is a problem for me.
No, I think they know what direction they want to go in. I think they haven't had the chance to get actually involved with it because they don't know what the team is just yet. They got their core
Then
pieces, you know
that's
what I mean?
exactly
But
yeah.
you have to give them time. You
There's a
can't do
problem with them
anything.
core pieces, though. Them
But
core pieces are getting up there in age, and they're not going to be. I mean, they're in win now mode. That's what
I
our core
understand they're
pieces
in a
are.
win now mode. Everybody's in a win now mode. I don't think anybody's in a let's just lose this year and do some bullshit. I don't
No,
think
wait.
anybody in the NFL is actually trying to do that. You know
Well,
what
I
I mean?
mean,
I
okay.
firmly believe everybody in the NFL is in the win now mode. But
Yeah, no, but
you
the
can't be
thing
in win
is,
now.
who can win? Who can win and implement that?
The Raiders can win if they build an offensive line, bro. I'm just being
No, we
honest.
can't.
Yes, they
No, we
can.
can't.
Yes, they can.
Then they should. Then we would be a playoff team.
I said if they could build an offensive line. Did you not hear the offensive line part?
The offensive line part, but the offensive line part, to be honest with you, isn't the biggest issue that needs
It
to be
is the biggest
addressed.
issue. You don't have one. 75% of your offensive line is free agents. You don't have an O
Hmm.
line.
Which means they can re-sign.
Man, I'm not interested in re-signing all of them dudes, bro. I'm not. It didn't work.
Hmm.
I can give a fuck about chemistry, bro. It didn't work.
That's
It
why
didn't.
that's why the offensive line is the biggest issue because it's not even the fact that you of course we can re-sign those guys and they'll be back, but is that even something that we want to do and based on their performance? Some of those guys, they need to find what the next spirit flight to wherever they need to go to. In regards, in my regards, but again, that's how bad our offensive line is even if we sign those guys back, they're still not good.
True. Problem is
So
that's an issue and it's a problem. The biggest issue is your team still has no identity. So you don't even know how you're supposed to build. You don't know what their identity is. You don't know what the type of offense they're going to run. You don't know what type of offense they are. I mean, we going to run the offense that was
well, I
ran in
mean,
Chicago?
we don't know what offense they're gonna. I mean, we
That's
don't.
what I'm saying. So,
That's all up to Luke Getsy. But again, I don't think they've established who their quarterback is. If they establish, again, I believe that an offense that they would run with, and I'm just throwing these names out here. If they ran an offense with Fields, that would be totally different from the offense that they would run with Aiden O'Connell. So
um,
that it just depends on who the quarterback is.
that's understandable. So, everything you just said, you really feel that the offensive line is the biggest issue with everything you just said right now?
I think no matter who is under center, they need a quarter. They need an offensive line, and that's why I feel like even more to the point that I've been saying, and I know some people have been disagreeing with me, but I this is another point to it. Who who we could sign Patrick Mahomes tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And he could be on the Raiders. But guess what? If he gets under center with this offensive line that he has, he's going to be running for his life, just like every other quarterback that's been under center with us with this offensive line. So I think it all stems with solidifying that offensive line. That whoever's under center, you could be under center if we built this offensive line, you know what I'm saying, and win some games. I'm not saying you're a horrible player, but I'm just saying when you solidify that offensive line, you can almost put anybody behind there, especially with
No.
the weapons we do have.
Now, I'm not trying to be a caveat for the offensive line because they are bad, but I don't say they're as bad as how we're putting it and saying that the teams were running for their lives because our quarterback wasn't running for our life. We just had a bad scheme. I mean, if guys are just missing assignments and things like that, that's just coaching. That can be fixed. That isn't that the O line isn't capable because they were capable. They were able to sustain drives. They were able to move the line. They were move the line of scrimmage. They were able to run at times. But the consistency of having bad coaching, bad play calling, is what led to a lot of the bad statistics that, or them, oh, he had an F grade, or that bullshit that they be doing analytics. The offensive line wasn't as bad as what it was. The overall team concept, scheme, that's what was bad. So everyone looked bad. Like you can say at times Max had games where he looked bad. People are going to want to sit here and try and justify. No, he looked bad at sometimes. He's very bad with discipline in other ways. You can say the same thing about Tyreek Wilson, the offensive line or defensive line, or even Malcolm Coons. So I'm not going to sit here and say just put everything with the offense. The offensive line wasn't that bad. The problem is you have no identity. You didn't know what to attack. You don't consistently attack things, but they work. You know what I'm saying? So there's way more important things that I think that needs to be addressed on top of that. So there's just so much that needs to be addressed. I don't personally think the offensive line is the biggest issue. I think sustaining and establishing what we are, who we are, and what we're going to be. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Luke Gessie is going to make 2 seasons with us. If what they said is true, this is my biggest thing why I'm so like frustrated with how the offseason has been.
Mhm.
One of the big reasons why he got hired, and I'm gonna address this in my show, is the game that he called against us with the rookie. They said a lot of majority of that was them breaking down, his tape and things like that. I said, wait, what? I said if they did that and they rushed at getting an offensive coordinator, we have a lot more bigger issues than just the offensive line. Because that tells me they're still not evaluating proper talent. Because at the time when we didn't get the guy that we wanted, they rushed to get Luke Gessie because nobody out there was really trying to get him. We had time to wait and sit and really give people second or third or fourth interviews to really make sure we got the right guy. And they rushed to get somebody. That's my problem. So
the report that I heard about the situation was that Gessie was actually the second guy. So I guess that when they did the interviews and they ranked, obviously Kingsbury was number 1, and then right behind him was Gessie.
that's another issue that I have there. You're not that's not sustaining a coaching staff for longer than 2 years. Everyone knew what Kingsbury was doing. He's a head coach. He was not trying to be a coordinator. So if he would have did anything good, he was gone the very next season and we're right back where we started, trying to reestablish ourselves again. So that was dumb from the get-go. That's why no offense, but anyone who said we're going to hire Kingsbury was stupid. Because he wasn't he was there to be like, hey, I'm here to be a head coach. This is temporary. It's either we go all out and we look good. That's why they didn't, that's why he didn't get the job and he didn't want to take the job. We're like, yo, we need a commitment. He's like, I'm not committing to anything. I'm going to weigh my options. You know what I'm saying? I just need a job. That's what it was. And that's why Kingsbury wasn't getting hired. He wanted a head coaching job or an opportunity to be the head coach, which is why he went where he went.
Yeah.
So if our mindset is there, I'm already frustrated with the process of how we're evaluating coaches and establishing our coaching staff. That's my problem. And we did that before we even had our general manager.
But I think that situation was going to be like that regardless. I think in regards to all the guys that we brought in, because when you look at the coaching staff in its entirety, you look at all these guys that either have head coaching experience, or what I'm saying, they're on the verge of being a candidate for these jobs and have possibly interviewed for head coaching positions and just did not get it. So a lot of these guys, I think in all the positions that we have are pretty much guys that could be either a year or two a head coach somewhere or interviewing for those positions. So even with Kingsbury, I think Kingsbury, that situation, he saw that it was that he had to, like you said, and I agree with you. I think he saw the possibility of not only possibly seeing if he could be a head coach over there, but also he's going to be able to say who he wants at quarterback. You know what I'm saying, in the draft. And
I don't think we was rushed either. You know what I mean?
What do
Honestly,
you
I
mean we
don't think.
weren't rushed? And when you don't get your number one guy, who was after Getsy is what I'm saying. Because as soon as Kingsbury didn't take the
Here's the
job,
thing, man. Here's the thing. This see, everybody's like, "Oh, this was a bad choice by AP. This was a bad choice by AP." We don't know. Here's the thing. This wasn't a choice made by AP by himself, man. All of our coaches agreed that this was the best guy to bring into the staff. It
then
wasn't
why
just
didn't you
a
offer him the job then before Kingsbury?
white. Well, of
It-
course they had Kingsbury first.
then
That's
he's
what,
not the best guy.
bro. JT, man, come on, man. Don't try to play people stupid, bro.
I'm,
They
I'm
gave
not. You
they gave Kingsbury the job. He fucking backed out. They
yes.
gave okay,
So
cool.
then why do you immediately offer then?
I didn't think Kingsbury was the best choice. I didn't want Kingsbury. I don't
Neither did
care
I.
what people say. I didn't want him. So I was actually thrilled when he fucking backed out. I was happy about it because I didn't fucking want him here. I didn't. But if your first guy decides to up and bitch up and walk out, then what do? You go to your fucking backup. And if he's the best thing available as a backup choice, then who the fuck are we to say he's not? We ain't the coaching staff. We just fans. Were you in the room when he interviewed? No. Was I? No. Was anybody else that's actually reporting anything in there when he fucking interviewed? No. They weren't. And motherfuckers is out here getting jobs all the goddamn time that don't fucking deserve them. Don't deserve them at all.
Absolutely.
Do I like what he did in Chicago? Yeah, I actually do like Chicago's offense and the way that it was ran and how, yes, I did like Chicago's offense.
You had
Because it was
DJ Moore in your
balanced.
fantasy. You
No,
had
it
DJ
was
Moore in your
balanced.
fantasy then.
No, their offense was balanced.
Huh?
When he's the thing about just because it didn't always work out doesn't mean the man didn't do his job. If you go
He ain't
back
done
and
his job anywhere he
I
been.
had to do this. I had to go back and look at Chicago this year. I had to go back and look at a little bit of their offense. I had to go back and look at a little bit of the teams that they played and how he schemed his offense to perform against certain teams.
And it was terrible.
It wasn't terrible.
Then why did you get fired? And everyone's
it was executed terribly. That doesn't mean that the team was
if it's
terrible.
not that's because you suck as a coach if your team can't execute.
No, it doesn't mean that.
What do you mean no? Okay, so then you can't blame Josh McDaniels in.
I can blame Josh McDaniels. See
Wow.
what you're trying to do is you're trying to make it coaching overall. No, it's not an overall coaching. See, Josh McDaniels fucked up with talent. Okay? He fucked up with talent.
Justin Fields ain't talent?
No, Justin Fields is not as talent. Is not talent all alone. Who else was there? Who else was there? Their offensive line was worse than ours.
Leatherwood.
Their offensive line was worse than ours.
They sure didn't look like it in the game they played against us.
And that's one of the reasons he got the goddamn job. See, you just proved the point right there, bro.
Watch this. Oh, no. Because you know what I was saying. Our defense ain't as good as what it's advertised to be. That's what I was saying.
You crazy.
You can say crazy all you want.
Our defense is as good as advertised. And in that game, it was under Josh McDaniels. And we saw what our defense could be after he was fucking gone. Now,
didn't we lose to a first-time starter rookie? Didn't we lose to a first-time starter rookie?
Pre-AP. I don't want to hear about pre-AP. We know how pre-AP went. We already know how pre-AP went.
What does it matter?
Now we talking current AP.
I'm sorry, Patrick Graham was the one making the defensive play calling.
No, he wasn't. Josh McDaniels was, and it was proven. It was proven. Even AP said it in one of his meetings. He said, I went to Patrick Graham and told him, hey man, take your dogs off a leash, run your defense, do what it is you need to do, get the blitzing, run it the way you want to run it, the way you need to run it. And when he was allowed to do that, you saw our defense flourish.
So you're telling me
I'm telling you,
Patrick
Josh
Graham
McDaniels,
got
I'm telling you,
out-schemed by
Josh
Luke Getsy
McDaniels,
with a rookie
Josh
quarterback and the worst
McDaniels was
offensive line.
tanking. Josh McDaniels was, I'm telling you right now, if don't nobody else say it, I'm telling you right now. Josh McDaniels had it in his mind to tank this season for the #1 draft pick, and he was going to take one of these goddamn quarterbacks. That's how he was going to do it, because he wasn't going to trade to get there. He would just rather lose and be able to pick up one of these quarterbacks. We ain't that.
Why didn't he do that last year?
We see what our team can be post whatever the fuck we just had. We don't have that anymore. That shit's done. This is a new day and age, man. This is a whole new day and age. And free agency is next week. It's real nice to yell out a whole lot of words about, yeah, they did this and this and this and this, but you haven't given them an opportunity to address anything. You don't know what this
what do you mean? I've seen what they've addressed and how they're addressing the coaching staff. Yes, you did great. You did great with your head coach. Then you do terrible with your offensive coordinator, and you rush that.
But
they panicked. No, Dirty. Come on, stop. You know they panicked as soon as Cliff. That's a panic move, man. To immediately go.
If I interview 60 people and I choose one, that's a panic.
You don't have. If he's not going anywhere else, you have time to recalibrate. Like, you know what? Let's make sure we get the right guy.
They interviewed 9 different offensive coordinators, bro, and chose one. How is that a rush, bro? They even interviewed the motherfucker from Washington that everybody keep talking about. They brought him in, gave him an interview. They brought in motherfucking Hugh Jackson and gave him an interview. This was the guy who aced his interview. This was the guy they wanted.
If you're interviewing 11 people, that means you're not sure. There wasn't no standout candidate.
Bro.
Come on, man. You can't interview 11 people and tell me that, man. Oh, yeah.
So the people go in for an interview for a job is just them and 2 other people? You think that's
if you have your guy and you get the guy, I don't need to interview nobody else. I don't need to interview nobody else.
When you went to get your job, when you went to interview for your job, right? When you went to interview for your job, it was just you and 3 other motherfuckers up for the job? Or do you actually know how many applicants were involved in your job? You don't know. It's a job.
Me,
they chose to do 11 interviews, bro.
It sounds like typical practices to me, because I've been in situations where you interview for a job that
typical practice.
Yeah, it's typical practice.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so out of all the 32,
hear me out now. Hear me out. When you're hiring for somebody, when you're hiring a manager job, right? That manager gets a job, you offer that, you give the offer letter to that manager. If that manager decides to not, take it, then you go to the next person who scored high on that list. So if that person, if the top person scored a 98 and the next person was scored a 96, you go to the 96. You offer it to that person. If that person accepts it, then bam, you got your person. So I don't understand the issue with Getsy either. I'm just saying, as much as people may disagree with who it is, obviously he must have scored high enough in whatever way they were scoring these offensive coordinators, and he was the best guy. He was the next best guy on that list.
If I'm doing my due diligence and I'm interviewing people and I go through 11 candidates and then I finally pick one, I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to go through a second round of interviews. if the guy who I offered it to takes another position. That's what you do correctly and thoroughly to make sure my first review was correct. To make sure, you know what? Let me ask this again, but let me ask it in a different way. Let me validate, let me verify to make sure this is accurate. Because we already made a mistake, but the first guy we went. If you offer somebody and they decline the job, something went wrong. Something went wrong. So to sit here and thinking that we're good, we don't need to make sure that we're doing the right thing, that's the issue. There was no rush. There was no rush. He wasn't going nowhere else. No one was offering him anything. Look at his track. This just. I'm just gonna talk about mine. Luke Gessie was going to be there with, like, they didn't have to offer him the position. What, the next day or 2 days later?
What do it matter when they offered it to him, bro?
It matters a lot.
If he was a guy out of all the people that they interviewed, see, and this is where you lose me at. They brought in 11 different people to talk to. They got 11 different ways that this team could have went.
Mm-hmm.
And they chose the one that they best fit them.
Correct. I got you. Now here's my problem.
So
Just watch.
My problem is this. If this was a unanimous decision by the coaching staff, be it AP, Marvin Lewis, Patrick Graham, motherfucking Ryan, Telesco. If these are all the people, if Mark Davis, if everybody in the building is like, nigga, I think somebody even told me they asked the janitor, and the janitor was like, yeah, he was pretty fucking cool.
Hold on, stop, man, stop. Get the fuck out of here, man. Don't make me turn my camera on.
Even the janitor had a word in. Everybody was asked.
I never picked him up. He ain't trash.
You're talking like these motherfuckers got an outstanding track record with their hiring process. I'm sorry. No, wait. No. Everyone you just said was with the last motherfucker who didn't even deserve the job to begin with. So now I'm gonna trust them? No, it ain't. It's not a bro thing. It's not. No, it's making sure you thoroughly do your fucking job.
No,
because because wait. I'm sorry. Telesco just got fired. He just got fired from an.
So what? So what? He just got fired. Who cares?
So don't tell me about their track record then. Don't tell me about their track record.
Have the Chargers always been at the top of people's mouths while he was while he was their GM? They're always at they could do.
Wait. That's correct. No, but you said it was a process of elimination through the whole from top to bottom. And wait. No, hold on. Wait. And the difference is the Chargers have a better track record of drafting and evaluating talent than the Raiders do.
Which was Telesco.
If they had
no, there wasn't just Telesco. Twan, the way y'all said it, where he was asked him, he went through the coaching staff and asked AP, he asked Rob Ryan, he asked Patrick Graham. That's my thing. Because if we look at that track record, it ain't a good track record.
Mark did pick Cliff Kingsbury. That's who Mark wanted, but Mark didn't have a problem with Getsky either. You know what I mean? So.
And when you pick wrong,
look, you can't say he picked wrong. You haven't seen him do anything.
Right.
I just want to know, why would you offer a guy who? Why would you offer someone who didn't want the job?
You have us sitting here arguing about something we have no idea if it works or if it doesn't.
But Cliff did. Cliff did want the job.
You have no idea if it's going to work or not. Just because something doesn't work in one place doesn't mean it won't work somewhere else. We've seen this time and time again in real life.
My
Fuck
biggest
football.
issue
Fuck
is
you
we're
said
we're a stepping
you
stone, dirty.
no, we're not a stepping stone, bro.
Yes, we are, man. Come on,
You
you
want
can't
us to
keep
be a
saying that.
stepping stone.
Hell
You
no.
want us to
That's
be
why
a
I'm mad. I'm the one who's arguing that. You guys aren't. You guys are still walking blind, deaf, and dumb, falling for the
I'm
same
not
little
dumb.
trick. Y'all
I'm
fall
not
for the
dumb.
same candy trick over and over. Hey, look
I'm
at the
not
little
dumb.
shiny candy right
I'm
there.
not falling for
You
any
know it
trick.
look good right there. That's what we doing. That's what y'all doing again.
How are we falling for a trick if we haven't seen
It's the same shit.
if the magician hasn't had a chance to do the performance? How are we falling for a trick?
Man, you could only do
We haven't seen
the beanbag trick like 5 times. Damn it, we seen the team.
we still outside with our ticket, bro. We ain't got inside to even see the show yet. We still got advertisements going on. The show ain't for another couple of months.
Hold on. That's the problem. The show was good 2 decades ago. It ain't good now.
Man, we don't know what the show is anymore, bro. It's been rewritten.
Exactly. You praying for something that was good 2 decades ago. Can't adapt, hasn't updated. It ain't no spinoff.
It is a spinoff. It's still Raiders, but it's a spinoff show. Kind of like CSI Miami, CSI LA, CSI Hawaii, CSI New York, CSI Beirut.
The Jeffersons.
No, here's the thing. No,
it's a spinoff because it's a
no.
whole new cast.
This is a whole new management under whole new management.
It's got a new director. It's got a new cast. It's got a new director. You know what I mean? It's a whole new season. It's a whole new series. It's a spinoff. It's a spinoff.
I see a trend that a lot of people ain't seeing, but I'll just let it play out.
No, don't let it play out. Say it.
I'll let it play out.
I like
what's the trend?
I like the fact that he brought in players who played this game and who have won at a high level to come and teach these motherfuckers how it's supposed to be done. I like that. I like the fact that we have 7 former players as coaches on our coaching staff. I think that's a bang up motherfucking job. Because who better to teach it than a motherfucker who's done it? And who are you more willing to listen to? A motherfucker who's done it and got a ring, or a motherfucker who's just been a motherfucker on the sideline his whole life?
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. That's true, and I agree with that. Only thing I have a problem with, do you motherfuckers know how to teach?
We gonna find out.
I don't want to wait and find out. I don't want that.
You have to wait and find out. You got to.
No, I don't.
You don't know what these dudes can do. You can't badmouth if you don't know what they're gonna do.
I sure can when I know.
No, you can't.
You can't. I did last year and I turned out right. These motherfuckers was sorry.
You did not turn out right last year, man. You did not.
What did I turn out?
Oh, because you were on the Josh McDaniels train.
No, I was not.
Said anything? Yes, you were.
I was not.
Yes, you were.
I played devil's advocate because when did I do that? When did I do that?
Just let him play dirty in the beginning of the season, not last year, but the year before.
You talking about Derek Carr?
We had Derek Carr.
No. Everyone was like, JT, you're just the most negative person. I said, you know what? Let me turn over a new leaf. Let me actually go ahead and try that.
Yeah,
after 2 weeks of kicking his ass in.
I told you when we hired him, this is not good.
I said, I'm gonna give him a chance. I said, after 5 games, I knew it. I said, after 5 games.
No, why you wanted to give him a chance, and you had all the reasons of why giving him a chance. And I told you I didn't want to give him a chance because I could already see that he wasn't going to do shit just like he did in Denver because he wasn't a goddamn head coach.
But I could have swore everyone called me like the fakest of the fakest fans because I was the most negative about the whole thing.
Fan, I know you're a real fan. I ain't never called you a fake fan.
So
I wouldn't disrespect you like that, Brody.
I know who did, but I ain't going. I'll leave that there.
Oh, I know who did too. They
I ain't never called you a fake fan. I won't. I know you a real fan. I know that for sure. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying. I said, you know what? Let me be objective. Let me give him a chance. I only need a couple of games to verify and validate what I was saying. He done booted himself out.
Well,
Well,
give Coach AP a chance, okay?
Mike
Let,
Lombardi, man, fuck Mike Lombardi, punk ass. That motherfucker don't know what he
man,
talking
we
about. He just mad
look.
his son got fired. I
Hey,
do
so
not
Jay
agree with
Dog
anything
wants
he
to
said.
know, would you trade Jacobs?
Would I trade Jacobs?
Yep.
For what?
Yeah, Twan took the answers out. Okay.
I'm not trading Josh Jacobs. I mean, I don't know what you would trade him for. Like I told you, I feel like if Zamir White is going to play anything like he played towards the end of the season when we truly needed him, if that's the running back that I'm going to see, you got to keep Josh Jacobs. That's a two-headed monster. You know what I mean? That's going to cause problems for defense because you can wear him out. You can start throwing the ball. But regardless of any of that, if you don't put nobody up front, the motherfucking block, it don't fucking matter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I
just
think
telling you right now, the top of my list is this motherfucking offensive line. If I was the head coach or the GM, I'm telling you, I'm going out and I'm getting the top offensive linemen in free agency, bro. And they're not going anywhere else. I'm bringing them in. I'm going to make them feel good. I'm going to pump their heads up. I'm going to make their bank accounts look decent. I'm not going to throw up all the money, but I'm a damn sure give them what they worth, maybe just a tad bit extra, and say, hey, look, no tax, and we trying to get a Super Bowl. We believe you motherfuckers up front can get us to the goddamn Super Bowl. Is you in or is you out? Because if you're out, fuck it. If I play you, I'm gonna break your goddamn neck.
All right. So I'm gonna jump in here
Because that's what we
because
do as Raiders. You don't want to be
so,
with us. You against us. We gotta hurt you.
I'm gonna ask you this
Gotta hurt
question,
you.
Daddy. I'm gonna ask you this question: Are you playing for the Super Bowl now, or are you playing for the Super Bowl later? And then I'm gonna answer his question.
I'm playing for the Super Bowl now and later.
No. You can't do that.
Now,
No,
this year, next year, the year after that, the year after that, the year after that, the year after that, the year after that. Anytime my team suits up in a motherfucking season, I'm playing for a Super Bowl.
Understandable. Yes, the goal
Playing
is the
for a
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
Now let's realistically talk. Are we investing everything now, or are you doing that in a year or two? Because this is how I'm basing my answer on like my answer on the question on what you're saying.
I'm just saying.
No, are you all in to build a Super Bowl contender now with Devontae Adams, a Josh Jacobs, just bringing in some high end mercenaries and a lineman?
You got $90 million, right? Let me answer your question for you. There's 90 million.
You hear me a question?
Hold on. I'm answering the question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm answering the question. You asked the question, right? And it's my
Yes.
turn to answer. Okay, so here's my answer. I'm at $90 million, right? Let's just say there's $90 million in the cap, right? How much you think it's gonna cost? And I'm asking a question within my answer of the question. And now just give me a number when I ask you this, because I'm gonna finish my answer. How much money you really think it's gonna cost to solidify that offensive line? Out of that 90 million, how much of that you think you're gonna have to spend? You know what I mean, to solidify an offensive line up front. Be honest.
To be playoff worthy and contend,
Yes.
about 60% of the cap.
So you think you would have to spend somewhere close to $45-50 million to do that?
From what you guys are saying and how bad the O line is, yes, that's how much
Really?
you're gonna have to invest. From
How
your
many?
standard, where the line
Hold on,
is.
wait. So let me finish my answer. You gave me you said $50 million. Okay, cool. I personally, I don't think that you need $50 million to do that. Honestly, I don't. If
But
at 50 million,
how many
at
linemen are
50
you
million,
replacing
at
there?
$50 million, let me finish my answer. At $50
Mm-hmm.
million, you didn't went and bought 8 linemen. You're not carrying 8 linemen at $50 million, bro. You're not.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You really only need to build your center, your right guard, your right tackle. You only need 3. And for those 3 linemen that you really need, because you can probably draft some later on and actually build them up and make them a little bit better, and they have somebody to actually really learn from. You know what I mean? Just to get those 3 linemen, your center, your right guard, your right tackle in free agency, that's going to cost you roughly about $22 million.
I said good. I didn't say average. I said good.
No,
I said
I
playoff.
just
It
told
said
you.
good. I didn't say average. You're talking
I
about
just
average
told you,
price.
bro, because the average lineman right now, is not exceeding $8 million a year. And this is for good ones. We're talking about the top ones. They're not garnishing $10-20 million contracts right now. They're just not. Nobody's giving Trent Brown that type of money. They've seen what he's been able to do. He hasn't produced. He's back at the bottom having to try to figure it out again before he can reach that amount of money. They've thrown this amount of money to linemen, and they have not panned out. More have failed than have succeeded. So the numbers have dropped, just like what the running backs did to the market last year when they was all deciding I want to hold out. And now the running back market is suffering this year because they didn't pan out. And that's what's going on with offensive linemen right now. I told you, I don't need the top upper echelons of names and all of that. I don't. I need dogs, bro. I need people who are going to come in here and give maximum effort every fucking play. They're going to go balls to the wall every time they fucking come in here and play. That is exactly what our defense and our team is built on. Not everybody on our team is the best of the best, especially on our defense. But what our defense is some motherfucking hard-working ass people who are going out there to get the job done by any fucking means necessary, regardless of where they fucking rank on anybody's board. It doesn't fucking matter to them. The only board that matters to our fucking team is the scoreboard. That is it. We don't care about nothing else. We don't care about the goddamn Pro Bowls. We don't care about being in the number 1 defensive player of the year. We don't care about having the best rookie of the year. All we care about in the end of the fucking day is the fucking numbers on the goddamn scoreboard. And in hopes that they are in our favor whenever that fucking game ends. That's all that matters to us. That's it. And our guys go out there and they give their maximum fucking effort to fucking get that shit done. That's what I saw in the second half of our season when we hired AP. I saw motherfuckers dig down deep and find a way to fucking come up and win. Did they win every game? No. Were they supposed to? No, they weren't. But for a team to go in and smash on Kansas City on Christmas Day in Kansas City speaks volumes. And you can't take nothing from that game and tell me that, well, they did this, they did this. No, what I saw was a defense pressure Patrick Mahomes, get after his ass, and force that whole offense to get fucking socked in the mouth and just goddamn take it, because there wasn't nothing they could really do about it. Nothing. Yeah. So you can be mad at me.
About that,
that's
but
just how I feel. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel.
I mean, I could critique that game, but then, it is what it is. But I'm looking right now.
And what it is a win, and you can't take that down.
No, you can't take the win. Yeah, we won, but you also can't deny the fact that they had, 7 guys that are injured, 3 receivers, 2 running backs, one who just came back from injury, who's gone for 3 weeks. And all they had was Travis Kelce, and we showed what we could do when you could take him away. And then when they came back healthy, did they lose another game? Yeah, I could throw asterisks next to that. I'm just saying you could break the tape down and really look and see.
Yeah, but that shit start to sound.
They also. I'm like, not, but you could see.
You want to snatch the joy out of the team winning, bro.
I didn't snatch it. I didn't snatch it. We won the game. But you can also look at the tape and see that there was a lot of shit that was left on that field.
Like what? The fact that his wide receivers couldn't catch?
Yes. If it's the regular wide, no, Dirty. I just said that they had replacement players. So if they had their starters, they catch the ball.
They
Oh,
had starters too.
they just got their starting running back after he was gone for how many weeks?
Yeah, they got him back, right? He was playing,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
He was playing.
and
He was
everyone could
practicing,
look pedestrian. Yes, we.
he had a
I
good
even
game,
said
didn't he? Didn't he
who
have a good game? Playing
who
running back. He had a good game, didn't he?
no.
Exactly. Why?
Of course,
They couldn't fucking move the ball, bro. It all started up front.
they're
That
not
was
a
the
run
same,
team. They're a pass
that
team.
was the same team Kansas City was beating other teams with. Teams that were
Come
supposed
on,
to be better than us.
who Chicago?
No,
They're
not
not
just
good.
Chicago, bro. Come on, man.
That's
You
what
act
they
like
were
that was
beating on
their
that.
only win. You act like that was their only win, bro.
What?
That was Kansas City's only win before us. So we played them game 2 Christmas Day.
No.
Nah, what about the games
No.
before
I'm
that?
about to do it right now. Hold
That
on.
the
Give me a
same
second.
team touched the field with and played and beat the other teams that were supposed to be better than us, right? They had better records.
I mean, it wasn't hard being better than the Raiders last year.
It probably wasn't because of Josh McDaniels. It probably wasn't because we lost a lot of games we shouldn't have fucking lost under him, right? But in the end, they were right there at the playoffs. They missed it by a game.
So they lost. They lost to the Eagles. They lost to the Broncos. Let's see. They beat the Dolphins, who lost 2 of that game, 21-14. And then let's see. They beat the Chargers. Wait. I'm looking at them. That's before they beat us. No. Before. Oh, they beat the Patriots. They lost to the Bills, and they lost to the Packers before they lost to us. Come on, man.
What?
Come on, man.
What you want me to say?
You know what it was. They weren't healthy. They in 4 games they went 3-1 and they beat the Patriots.
They lost to us before.
Let's see. Okay. They beat us. Wait, I'm saying they beat. I'm gonna run it off. I'm running off. Let's see. 1, 2. I'm running off the 4 games before they played us again. They beat us 31-17, right? Then they lose to the Packers 27-19. They lose to the Bills 2017. They beat the bum ass Patriots 27-17, and then they lose to us 2014.
Okay. Now, the Packers. How far did they get in the season? Playoffs? NFC Championship?
Didn't we beat? Okay, so what Packers team did we play? Did we play the playoff Packers, or did we play the four interceptions? Just Jordan Love need to get benched.
They got the round 2, right? They got the round 2 in the playoffs.
Yeah,
right?
They played the bum ass Cowboys. Of course they were going to win.
Okay, cool.
They played the Cowboys in the playoffs. That's an easy win.
The Bills. Did the Bills make the playoffs?
Did they?
Did the Bills make the playoffs?
Huh? I guess you could say they did, but they weren't going to do anything. Yeah, but they weren't going to do anything.
They did, didn't they? They made the playoffs, right?
Okay.
Did we get the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
Did we get the playoffs? Huh?
Are we in the playoffs? No.
Did we make the playoffs?
No, we didn't, unfortunately.
No, we didn't. Did the Patriots make the playoffs, JT?
No, they didn't.
No,
they didn't.
They didn't, right? So the 2 teams that beat them before us was playoff caliber teams, right? And the team that they lost to, well, we just know they were at the end of an era anyway. We've seen what happened at the end of that season with them. And then us. A playoff caliber team that just missed the playoffs by a game.
Say what?
Just missed the playoffs by a game. You heard me. It's a playoff. It was a playoff caliber team that just missed the playoffs by a game. This has been a playoff caliber team since before Josh McDaniels got here. He just wasn't running it right. And we proved that we were a playoff caliber team in the year that we had to take Versace as our interim head coach. We knew then that this team was at least capable. And then you saw that shit just get destroyed by a man with an ego
Mhm.
You saw that get destroyed by a man with an ego because he wanted to do things a certain way, his kind of fucking way, right? And then it didn't work out. And you saw that man and the other man get fired. And you saw them bring in a guy who put his ego to the side and said, you know what? It's about fucking winning. It's about the players. It's about having fun. It's about going out there and getting the job done. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean, how we go out and get it done, long as we fucking get it done. And you saw the results. If you would have kept Josh McDaniels for the whole season, I'm telling you, probably only would have won one more game at that, at best, bro. At best, you only would have won one more game. And you would have had players asking for a trade, and I'm guaranteeing you probably would have had players that didn't show up. Just didn't show up at all. Just quit. Not want to play anymore. I'm guaranteeing you that. And that's why that trigger had to be pulled when it was pulled. Because motherfuckers was getting ready to get shipped out. There was trades on the board. There was people calling. And they were being considered. But then the trades got vetoed by Mark Davis. Like, nah, man, you're not gonna trade these people away. I'd rather fire you. You're not gonna trade away what's actually does work, but you don't know how to make it work. That's like giving a kid a new toy and not giving him the instructions to how it fucking actually works, or not. You know how cars come with them batteries already in them, and you got to pull that little plastic strip out, but you give them the toy, but you don't pull out the little plastic strip, so then it don't do shit. That's what happened. That's what happened with Josh McDaniels, bro. He came in here with a motherfucking ego, thought it was going to be everything that the way he wanted it to get done. And I told you, if he came in here like that when he was in Denver, it didn't work. The only way that it was going to be able to work is if this man learned how to get along with players and learn how to deal with men and coach men the way the game is supposed to be coached. And he did not know how to do that, bro.
Still doesn't.
Some people just don't know how to read the room, and that's just a general lesson for everybody that's hearing what I'm under the sound of my voice. There's people out there that just no matter what degrees they have, no matter what classes they've taken, no matter whatever skills they've gained in higher learning, if you do not know how to read the room, you're going to fail. And I think that's where McDaniels went wrong. Because it's not that McDaniels is not without throwing shade or anything like that. We can all say McDaniels has the football acumen. He knows football. He knows X's and O's. But the whole reading the room situation, he's failed on that.
Yeah, he's not a leader of men. He's a follower. You know what I'm saying? He's not a commander. He's like a general or a sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
Max took a team-friendly deal, Milk. You know what I mean? He could have got way more. I'm telling you, he could have got way more. He took a team-friendly deal. Which is why he was going to be gone in the next 2 seasons if we don't do shit. He's gone. And I'm saying, and to answer dude's question who asked, would I trade Jacobs? Yeah, I would trade Jacobs. And I said no one would be safe. I would be willing to trade anybody. Because it's depending on how I'm building my team. If like the reason why I asked Dirty that question, how aggressive I'm going to be this offseason, whether I'm trying to play to win a Super Bowl now or not. If I'm playing to win a Super Bowl now, then no, I don't trade Josh Jacobs. I don't trade Devontae Adams. I don't trade none of my solidified guys because I know I can win with them. I'm like they are win cons. And I know if I give them the ball majority of the time, I'll win the game if they have a good game. But if I'm not building and being aggressive to bring in the best team to be in the Super Bowl, then I'm trading Josh Jacobs and I'm trading Devontae Adams because I'm building for the future. Devontae Adams has 2 years left of him being
1 year left, possibly of being the best wide receiver in the game. 2 years at being a top wide receiver, where you get the
Look,
value for it.
I'm not gonna argue the Devontae Adams thing. You know, I think 3 years tops. I think he has 3 years
Two,
of
man. These
being somewhere right around the peak. Look, of being right around the peak.
I don't even think that there's just too many receivers right now.
I think he's got 3 years of being right around the peak. It all depends on how this team is built. But I believe he has at least 3 years left of being right around that top echelons, remaining within the top 10 wide receivers in the NFL.
Wait, what do you mean by like Peters did Wild Turkey? Because Peters was terrible. I said that when we signed him, that was the dumbest shit we ever did.
He came in and destroyed this team and he said like Peters did.
Peters didn't come in and destroy the team. Peters is just
Josh McDaniels destroyed it. And then he said like Peters did. And Peters did destroy this defensive backfield, bro.
Fuck you,
He was terrible.
A little stupid.
He's super stupid.
He was terrible, bro. Marcus Peters was terrible. I'm mad that I wanted it, bro. I'm truly mad that I wanted that dude.
we had an argument.
Bro.
No, hold
on. I apologize to Raider Nation for even fucking putting it out there in the atmosphere for them to go get this motherfucker, bro. That is my bad. You know what I mean? I was not expecting this motherfucker to play that way. And boy, did he ever look scared out there. He didn't want to tackle nobody, bro.
I said he made business decisions, man. I told you what he came here for. He came here for a last payday, man. And that's the.
I think he came here to put on that silver and black one time so he could say he played for his favorite team growing up. You know what I mean?
He did and got paid to do that. And I told you, I was like, I never wanted to see his ass on the field. Bro. I never wanted to see him on the field.
He did us wrong, bro.
No,
bro. If he would have just had those interceptions and if he would just intercept the ball and not make tackles, bro, I wouldn't even been too mad, bro. I could take that fair trade. But you ain't doing both.
No, you know what he need to be? He needs to be PJ Tucker and a DMP. Nigga, sit your ass there and just talk to these young guys. That's what he needed to be.
You don't do neither one. Come on, bro. You gotta go.
He was doing it last year in Baltimore.
Bro, I'm sorry, man. You gotta go.
Hey, look, all I know is y'all niggas tore my ass up when I said the day y'all signed, you called me like, this motherfucker's gonna be terrible. Motherfucker can't run, he can't catch, and if he can't get in front of nobody, he can't tackle. Hey man, I hated that fucking signing, and I hated being right. You could have utilized that shit elsewhere.
I just told you, bro.
You could have gave that shit to Rock. I would have took Rocket Sin back.
Shit. I told you. I apologize for wanting that motherfucker, bro. That is
but that's my thing. That's
right there, man.
Hold on. Hey, the guys who brought him in are still on the staff. That's my problem. That's their evaluation. They evaluated him and made him a starter.
The guys who signed him.
No, if you say Josh McDaniels, I swear I'll come to LA right now. I'll come to LA right now.
LA right now. You ain't coming to LA right now. You got to work in the morning.
Hell yeah, he'd be right. All lines, fucking waste of money.
This wasn't on just Josh McDaniels. You know what I mean? Dave Ziegler had to okay it, right?
If y'all give this nigga a pass,
they had their eyes on him too. You know what I mean? They had their eyes on him too because he was available. You know, so. Hey, look.
you telling me Patrick Graham had no say.
He started off okay.
He didn't.
Passes. You know,
he was getting torched from game. What?
First 2 games, he was okay. He wasn't good.
Oh my god, okay. This nigga was terrible from day one. He was terrible in the preseason. Yeah, he was.
He didn't get terrible till game 3. The first
Yeah.
2 games, he was like, okay. The first game, he was like, all right, cool. He just need another game to warm up. You know what I mean? It'll be all right. That second game, you was like, yeah, I see it leaving. You know what I mean? I see the tank. You know what I mean? The tank ain't as full as I thought it was. Then the third game, it was like, oh man, this nigga out here, bro. He can't catch, he can't tackle. What is this nigga doing, bro? Come on, get it together. And then he got that pick, and it was a touchdown. We was like, oh yes, he's back. Here he comes. And what after that?
And a losing effort. Fuck no.
Not a damn thing after that, bro.
Oh, man, it's terrible.
Thing, bro.
But here's the problem. He came in here to start. He came in that terrible and was starting. You can't sit here and tell me that we evaluated that guy. And you're cool with the evaluation process. You can't sit here and think, I'm cool with that. Ain't no fucking way. And when you do the same shit with the fucking offensive coordinator, hell no, man. It's literally the same shit. That's what I'm fucking have problems with and the issues with, is that we're jumping the gun and doing panic moves when we don't even have to panic. Like we could have waited and sat and been elsewhere with it and fucked up other people's hiring. We didn't even do that this offseason. Act like we want somebody but really don't want them. Just go, hey, we're gonna bring you in. Like, just bring them in, force other people's hand. I was gonna say San Diego Chargers. The Chargers to get somebody that they possibly didn't want. Dude, we was in. Oh God! Like, there were so many blunders. We got a young DB group. What do you say? We got a young DB group. They tried to get him. Yeah, you don't play the vet. You just have them on the bench and coach up the young guys while they get fucking time. But what Patrick Graham told me was the young guys aren't even good to even put on the field. So that means that they're not good. He doesn't see how he can utilize them.
I've been saying that him and McDaniels, they don't like to play their rookies.
Right now, I'm feeling like JT got the chat all riled up, man. So I'm gonna get a chat a 21-second break, man.
Oh man, yeah. hey, be riled up coming up for the next couple.
All right, there was your break, man. That's your 20-second break.
Now I'm in full hate mode. You see how tight that was? Look like Nicki Minaj booty. That shit wasn't even moving. I'm in full hate mode right now. Nah, we just
y'all calm now. Y'all calm now. Everybody calm down. Everybody done brought it down a notch now.
Nobody told me it was Thanksgiving.
Everybody done brought it down a notch now, man. Everybody.
Ham and turkey.
Man. Yeah, but no, look. We gotta really just kind of wait and see how this coaching staff ends up developing. You know what I mean?
It's done though, right? They hired everybody. They don't need to hire nobody else.
Said, no, I missed it. He said, no, I missed it. No.
Just rewind the tape. Rewind the tape. If you don't get that lazy ass Marcus Peters type girl, man, she didn't even shake it, man. She just pulled it up with her hands.
Hey, look. In all honesty, bro, I don't think anybody paid attention to the top.
I did. She had nice little, she had some nice little tenderonis up there, man. But goddamn, I was like, yo, is she gonna do anything other than like, nigga, what is that, man?
Hey, look, not everybody is rhythmically inclined to actually make it clap. You know what I mean? So they gotta do it the best way.
That was terrible, man.
It wasn't even really for the bottom.
It wasn't. She wasn't even juggling.
that was the main focus.
And she had the Amazon pants. And she had the Amazon pants on.
He said she in the kitchen doing all of that to make a bologna sandwich.
And she thought she did something by looking back at me like that. I'm like, bitch, you ain't even doing nothing. Making eye contact.
She don't know nothing about no fried
We
bologna.
getting see-through color rush uniforms with croc cleats.
Yeah, if we get croc cleats, I'm buying a pair.
Oh
I'm lying.
man, but no,
I'm just like,
look. Free agency is next week, right? The first wave of free agency is a tall tale sign for the direction that teams want to go. Let's just be honest about that. You know what I mean? It's a tall tale sign of what direction teams really want to go in. And most, the teams that go out there and are aggressive in free agency usually tend to work out a little bit more than those who pick up the scoundrel pieces. Right? Now, there's guys out there that can instantly make this team, just that much better, especially on the defensive side. There's corners, there's D linemen. You got Josh Allen in the free agency right now. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're going to tag him or not. But
I'm staying with AOC.
Huh?
I'm staying with AOC.
Not Josh Allen, the quarterback, bro. Josh Allen, the defensive lineman, the DN. Huh? Yeah.
We're talking about Leonard Williams?
No, bro. I just told you his name. Josh Allen. It's the same as the quarterback. You don't know who Josh Allen is?
I'm looking at the free agency list.
There's a quarterback named Josh Allen, and there's a defensive end named Josh Allen. He came from the Jaguars. We were technically supposed to draft him, but we picked Cleveland Farrell.
Yeah. Imagine if you would have drafted him and Max at the same time, man. That shit would have been. Because Max was a year later? Or was Max the same year?
Same year.
Yeah, so.
Did he get signed? No, he can't get signed. It's free agency, but I don't see him on the list.
They may tag him. That's what I'm saying. Jacksonville may tag him.
Yeah, because he's not on this list.
But he's definitely he was a free agent this year. At least he was scheduled to be. Now, if they so chose to slap a tag on him, then he's off the market. But
yes. So is Chris Jones gonna be on the market too? KC about to resign him.
Tag him. They gonna tag him.
Lone, to answer your question, I think next week is the deadline to release players. You have to release them by mid-March, and mid-March is coming
March
up.
13th.
Yeah.
Cool cap. I don't even throw pennies at strippers.
Yeah.
They ain't getting none. They don't get none of my money. I never have to pay a stripper.
Yeah, I think you have till March 13th, which is the opening of free agency, before it counts against your cap. You know what I mean? I think that's when wrong. But I know Denver is scheduled to release Russell Wilson on March 13th. They can tag Chris Jones if they want to.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna let him
Get
go.
rid of everything else though. That's the problem. If they tag him, they got to get rid of some other key players because they can't afford to keep them. So they can definitely put a tag on him. You can tag anybody, but
I mean,
it's
with the
going to be
salary cap
it's
increase,
going to be a hefty price, and it's going to handcuff him.
I wouldn't
yeah,
tag him.
yeah, I don't even think they need to
Yeah,
tag him
you
with
can
the
tag more than one
increase.
player, can't you?
I
No,
mean, they can. Well, you can't do it. What 3 years? I mean, at the third time you tag them, then it's like it jumps up a grid.
it goes up every year you tag him. That's the
Yeah,
same thing with Josh Jacobs. That's why Josh Jacobs' tag is higher this year
mhm,
than it was last year.
yeah. So, and that's why I was like, Leonard Williams would be someone I'll look at as a defensive tackle, even though he is from SC,
Oh,
to
well,
teach the young guys.
there's a way that they can actually keep their players, but it's not tagging. It's not tagging Jones. They would actually have to tag.
Mm.
They would have probably tag Snead, and then
Ooh,
agree to um, agree to a contract with Jones. You know what I'm saying, to
Yeah.
keep him. But again,
So,
for him, he's probably gonna want a multi-year, and you know how much can they guarantee? That's the question. So, but there is a way that they can keep those
one
players. They
tag.
just have to move it around.
he
But
said year seven.
I wouldn't tag Jones because Jones is older.
He's got
So
2 years left.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's his last contract, man. He 29. He could play.
This is his last contract, bro. He's got
Yeah.
2 years at best left in the
yeah.
NFL.
So
He
that's
don't, he
why I
don't
wouldn't
give
tag
3.
him.
Well, now, but the other problem is, would you pay him?
Well, that's how much you know what I'm saying, that's the thing that you would have to try to negotiate. But
That's a
with again,
lot of
if
money.
you know that if you know all he has is 2 years left, then you say, okay, I'm just going to sign you for those 2 years, and then try to figure out what we can do financially in regards to that. But tagging him, I don't think that's beneficial to them at all.
No,
The only way it
he,
would have been beneficial to them is it would have saved them money in negotiations.
yeah, but that's what happens when you have all the
You
cards.
know what I mean? That, in all
He's a
honesty, that's the only that
go
would have
for
been the
hire.
only benefit to them of franchising tagging him would to be avoid having to go through negotiations and paying a higher price for him. So at $27 million a year, I'm not signing him, Loon. I'm gonna be honest, bro.
27.
I don't think he's worth 27 mil.
I don't think he is. Is in
Or
like 19 or
that
20.
27 million total. Is that like
I,
over 2 years, 3
I
years?
think he's saying that's the
Yeah,
tag.
Will it cost 27 million a year? Because that's kind of
because
close to what we pay Max Crosby.
I think he tagged. They tagged him what last year. And he was like 19 at 19 or 20. So I'm not sure how much the tag goes up.
22 mil is the tag.
Yeah.
So it would have saved them basically $5 million. If they would have tagged him, it would have saved them $5 million if it's gonna cost 27 mil a year to get him on the team. In all honesty, bro, I don't know it. I'd rather not, bro. I'll be honest, bro. I'd rather not. That's $27 million I can do something else with.
Nope. There's other people who could fill the void.
That's what I'm saying. They need a tag.
Yeah.
In their situation, it'd be beneficial for them to go ahead and tag Snead, and then negotiate the contract with Jones.
I think what they did is tag Snead, and they're probably going to trade him,
I don't
get
even
that
think he's
money,
that
and
good.
then probably negotiate with Chris Jones.
Snead has so many weaknesses. I
Yeah,
would
but
have invested in Jones before
you can
him.
trade. His contract will be more tradable than Jones.
Yeah. But Jones proves himself every playoff. That's the thing.
Yeah, I feel you, but I think they're going to trade Snead.
He's the
Honestly,
reason why
I think they
they
tagged him
win
and they
Super
should
Bowls.
trade. Yeah,
And the
that's
reason
what
why I'm
I'm
saying,
saying.
and the
They
reason why
want.
I'm
I think
saying,
they want to trade him because I just really like what was his tag? You know, what was his tag price? It sure wasn't 22 million.
no, it's
You
cheaper.
know what I mean? So if I can say it's 12, if I can tag him for 12, trade that 12 off, another team pick it up. That's 12 mil
Oh
off.
no, his franchise tag will be 32 million.
Cool.
Chris Jones, it'll be roughly around 30 million, 32 million
Okay, so well,
if he gets franchise tagged again.
I'm not talking about him right now. I'm talking about Snead.
Snead.
Oh, Snead?
Tag?
What was his franchise tag? Hold on.
Whatever it was, if they are able to trade it, it comes off the books. If another team picks up that contract on a trade, it's off their books, right? That's off. That's what, however many $1 million it is, 12, 18, whatever it is. You know what I mean? If Snead were to play in 2024,
it's 19 million is what the tag was, almost 20.
Yeah. So now if you trade him, that's 19.8 off your books. Or at least half. At least half. Right? Because you don't owe him the fully guaranteed if you trade him. That becomes the other team's responsibility. At least some of that contract becomes the other team's responsibility.
No, it'll be fully guaranteed.
I'm just saying. I know the whole contract is fully guaranteed, but I'm just saying, if I make a trade, you want to trade this player to me, you want to get him off, you want to get that 19.8 off your book. But here's the thing, I'm not going to let you get the whole 19.8 off. I'm going to tell you, you're responsible for 7.8 mil. I'll pay the other 12. He's still getting his 19.8, but I'm not letting you escape. I'm only going to let you have 12 mil off the book. You're still responsible for the other 7.8. And I'll pay 12. That's still a fully guaranteed contract, is it not? Those are the type of things they talk about in trades. Yeah, I'll trade a player, but sometimes there's some financial responsibility upon the other team that needs to be taken. Happens all the time. You know what I mean? It just happened with Devontae. They franchise tagged him. Then they traded him.
Sign and
They
trade.
still had to eat some of that money. Huh?
The sign and trade.
Yeah. They still had to eat some of that money, though. We didn't take on the whole contract.
They got those picks, though.
They got those picks, but I think didn't we even renegotiate a contract once he got here? Gave him a solid contract when he got here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. You trade him, that 19.8 doesn't mean I have to pay it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because that contract they gave him was to help move some of that money around. It would, that we were still on the dime for paying him, but it was like, okay, you're signing this contract because this is how we're going to pay. You know what I'm saying? whatever we said we agreed to pay you.
Man. Wild Turkey, I got you, bro. I'm gonna give you something in a second, man. I'm gonna give you something in a second. For my boy
Sure.
Wild. There you go, brother. There you go.
Catch me outside. How about that?
There you go, Wild Turkey, man. Since you left the room, you missed it. A little something for you, man. A little something for you, man. There you go. But nah, you know, it is what it is. I'm just gonna sit and be patient. You know, I'm gonna watch this shit develop like old school Kodak film. You know what I mean? I'm in the little room and I'm waiting for the film to develop, man, so I can see the picture clearly. Right now, I'm not seeing the full focus just yet, you know. But I feel like I know what is developing, but I just got to be patient and wait for it. You know what I mean? To come out right. So for me, I like the coaching staff that we have. I don't honestly, I like it. When I look and see what they've done, different levels, you know what I mean? Especially some of these former players who have won Super Bowls or at least been on Super Bowl teams, you know, or played at a very high level. Um, you can't help but to understand, you know what I mean, where they are trying to go. I'll honestly tell you, man, this is a staff like no other that I've seen, or I won't say like no other, but this is a staff unlike any staff I've seen in a very long time. I believe this might be the first time I've seen 7 former players on one staff at one time. You know what I mean? I think this might be the first time I've seen seven former players on a staff at one time. Silver and Black Nation 24. Do you think we can trade up to one of the first 5 picks to get our future quarterback?
No,
Silver and Black Nation 24. I don't necessarily say that that's a good thing or a bad thing. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing to trade up into the first 5 picks. I don't like. Let me make this very clear. I am a USC Trojan fan. I like Caleb Williams, but I also don't like Caleb Williams. I think the kid to be a good quarterback. I just don't think he's going to live up to the hype behind it. I don't think he's going to fully live up to the hype. I think he'll get right to the threshold of it, but never quite get over it. You know what I mean? I and I'm not. I really do hope the kid comes out and ball, bro. I do, but something is telling me, bro. Like I had the same itch with Trey Lance. You know what I mean? It's just something about like something just doesn't sit right with me. And then to not participate in the NFL Combine in any manner, it's just kind of a red flag for me to refuse it. If you don't do nothing but go to medical and do interviews, that would hey look, but you refuse medical. I don't know, something not right about that. I feel like that's a red flag. You know what I mean? And if I got a quarterback that's out there doing that, man, like, it kind of makes me weary, right? It does. Um, A lot of these quarterbacks, you didn't even see them do anything at the combine. Everybody's waiting for their pro day. And the issue I have with that is waiting for your pro day is you've been playing with them guys all year long, man. Sometimes coaches want to see what you can do with something new because the guy you throwing to today ain't necessarily going to be the guy on our team next year when you go out to play. You know what I mean? Now, yeah, you could have some bad passes like some of these quarterbacks did at the combine. A lot of them didn't look great, but a lot of them looked like they would. So, I can't really be too upset. All in all, everybody knows how I feel about the combine. But they say it's a necessity. So fuck it. It's a necessity. I honestly believe I think you put all your work on film throughout. And I feel like the combine is just a way of looking at you solely. You know what I mean? Just you by yourself. But I think for the most part, like if you should be drafted, it should be drafted on what you put on film throughout the year. That's just my humble opinion. You know what I mean?
I think it's a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? I think, and that's just my perspective. I think the tape and combine goes hand in hand. I think you kind of verify certain things by doing the combine. And in regards to, Caleb Williams, I think, like you said, I agree with you in the sense of the red flags. And I think it brings a red flag to, okay, if you're making these demands at the combine, what are you going to do when you join the team? Are you going to be making these certain demands? And do we have to, make sure that you have green M&Ms in your locker every Sunday? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to start making certain demands like that? Like, are you going to be that much of a
You're gonna ask
diva?
for your own
You know what I'm
office.
saying?
You know what I mean? You're gonna
Yeah,
ask
like
for your own office.
certain things like that. Like those are the things that are posing questions, and even further to the discussion, the reason why I feel like it is even more of a red flag is because if you're allowing for him to do that, and if he actually gets away, like I mean, like really gets away with it, then what do you think is going to happen next year, and the year after that, and the year after that? Like these players are going to look at, oh, Caleb Williams got away with it, so okay, I don't have to do medical with this team, and I don't have to do medical with this team. I'm gonna have to make them. I'm gonna make demands here and to make demands there, and then eventually, the combine itself is going to be watered down because the top athletes are going to make it seem like they don't care about it.
Well, who was the quarterback that the Raiders said, nah, we don't need to talk to you. We don't want to talk. Was that Bo Nix? Yeah, I think it was Bo. Yeah,
No, I
Raiders
wasn't
did
there. I'm just saying it.
at quarter. One of the top rated quarterbacks, I believe. Yeah, it was. I believe it was Bo Nix. I believe that was one of the quarterbacks they didn't interview. I'm not sure if they interviewed Caleb either. They may have, but just to have a conversation with him. I don't necessarily think Caleb would fit in for us, bro. You know what I mean? It's people say, oh, it's just antics, but bro, I don't need the antics before you actually get into the NFL to prove that you're even worth it. You know what I mean? Don't bring the antics with you, bro.
What
Prove
antics
you
did he
play
bring?
ball first. See, that's the thing. That's the thing about it, bro. You still think you working on an NIL deal. Man, this ain't college no more, bro. This big leagues. This grown man ball right here, man. A lot of people future is riding on a motherfucker that's playing quarterback. And you come in here thinking it's some kind of fucking joke. You know what I mean? Making all of these high class fucking demands that you ain't proved you worth yet. You may have been worth that in college, bro, but this is the NFL. And that shit means a whole lot of motherfucking things. And one of the things we know it means is not for long, motherfucker. Especially if you come in here not balling. Come in here struggling. You struggle 3 years in a row, bro, you'll be out. Guaranteed. Struggle your first year.
And your attitude ain't gonna help your situation, especially in that locker room, because there's gonna be people that ain't gonna block for you. There's gonna be a bunch of people that ain't gonna play for you, and all of that because of the way you behaving. So
Bro,
you got
over
to
here
be
talking
mindful
about
of
who
that
you ain't
too.
gonna play for. Man, I wish my son would. Hey, Pops, man, I ain't gonna play for nigga. You gonna play for whoever drafted you, bro. You gonna show up, you gonna go out there, you gonna put on the hat, you gonna shake some hands, you know what I mean? And in the end, bro, if it ain't panned out, you know what I mean, we can make a trade later on. But you damn sure ain't gonna go out here and tell these motherfuckers what you is and ain't gonna do. That ain't gonna happen. You know, now JT try, you know what I mean? I know you gonna tell me, you know, it's just the antics. But nah, I don't think it is at this point in time anymore, man. I don't think it is. I think this is some diva-like syndrome that I feel like maybe needs to be taken down a notch or two. You know what I mean? Humble yourself a little bit. You know what I mean? I believe everybody knows the kid can play, man, but I think his head is getting so big, bro. He didn't look as good last year at SC as he did the year before. He just didn't. And I personally just I kind of had a problem with that, bro. I was kind of like, where'd you go? What happened? You know? And then you watch him go to the bowl game, and the backup is fucking balling, bro. Balling. Because Caleb didn't play in that game. So it's kind of like, man, you know what? I almost want to know what the fuck we could have did with the backup all season.
You're gonna
The
find
way
out.
he was playing, huh?
You're gonna find out.
I know we're gonna find out coming up. I know that. I'm just saying. You know what I
He ain't
mean?
gonna be
Like,
Caleb, I'll tell you that.
huh?
He's not gonna be Caleb, I'll tell you that.
What you trying to say?
He's not even in Caleb's class. Caleb took this year off.
Okay.
Honestly.
All right.
I see why people say they were upset because y'all want that national championship, but
Man, well shit,
he's
nigga, that's what we fucking played for, bro. If you was gonna
making
take the
business
season off,
decisions.
man, you should have just went to the NFL and set the bench. Made more money. You ain't have to drag my organization down with you. Shit. You know how much it costs to go to a SC game?
Quite a few bucks.
Yeah, it ain't cheap.
But he didn't care about that because he wasn't too fond of the play
That ain't the
calls.
point, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't need no player that don't understand. You don't have no care for the fans, bro. Just come out here and do that diva shit, bro. That's one thing we don't need right now, bro. Is no diva in our locker room. Not one that don't know how to control me. You ain't earned that. It's a difference between being a diva that's been earned and a motherfucker coming in just being a diva and you ain't proved nothing yet. You ain't proved nothing yet. Because you ain't been to the NFL. So you ain't showed us you can do shit at the next level yet. We ain't seen it. Johnny Manziel 2.0. We don't know. He might be Johnny Manziel 1.0. You might not be able to give him the 2. Because
Or
Johnny
he could be Eli
Manziel
Manning.
Johnny Manziel. He might
be
be
Eli
Johnny
Manning
Manziel
too.
1.3. You know what I mean? You know how they come out with different versions that ain't full-on versions. He might be Johnny Manziel 1.3. You know what I mean? A slight update, but not quite there yet.
Or he can turn to Justin Fields with Lou Getsy as OC.
let's remember Justin Fields wasn't all that great behind that line, and the kid is fragile. You know, I think that was the biggest problem with Justin Fields is that he was fragile, always hurt. I think that played a big role, big part, big issue with him. You know what I mean? Always hurt. You know what I mean? Um,
Luke is gonna realize how important Justin Fields was to him statistically on third down. Justin Fields was saving his ass with his athleticism with his bullshit play calling. And unless we get someone who's mobile, and if he goes to AOC, he ain't gonna have the athleticism back there, running and scrambling for them third down, third and longs. That's just what I know and what I've seen.
we'll see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is about that time. We have reached the 2 hour and 20 minute mark. I felt like we were having a good conversation, so I didn't want to interrupt. You know, as I told you, I try to keep it right around an hour and a half, but that's okay. You know what I mean? That's all right. I felt like it was a great show. You feel like it was a good show? You feel like it? Come on, you feel like it was a good show?
Absolutely. Anytime we
You
can
enjoy
talk some
yourself,
Raider
bro?
football, it's a good
Okay,
time.
I appreciate it. You? How about you?
I never got my answer
What answer, JC?
about how you gonna build the team. What are you starting with?
When'd you ask that?
Remember, I said,
What am I?
"What are you investing?" About the somebody asked about
So I got the
trading
team that I
Josh
got right
Jacobs.
now, right? That's the question you asked me. With the team I got right now, and I gotta build some pieces into that to make it better. What am I doing? Is that the
Oh,
question?
are you playing to win now, or are you playing to build your team for 2 years down the line?
Look, if I'm playing, if I'll give you both answers, bro. I'll give you two answers before we go. If I'm playing to win now, and I'm just saying, this is my point of view. I could be wrong because it may not match what you may think, but that's okay. From my point of view, if I'm in win now mode, I am going to invest in my offensive line. And I'm just being straightforward with you. That's how much I feel with a nice offensive front, a real offensive front that you can depend on, that can get the job done game in, game out. Go out there and solidify some real fucking blocking, be it passing, be it running. I believe this team is right up top with the top 10 teams in the NFL. And if you're in the top 10 teams in the NFL, you have a viable chance of getting to the Super Bowl. I honestly believe our offensive line is one of the things that held our team back from really being a much better football team because there was a lot of times where our offensive line just wasn't getting it done and we couldn't move the ball in situations where we should have been able to move the ball. So for me, I'm telling you, if you go out and you just invest in the offensive line, you get some players that are capable of getting out the blocks and blocking. You know what I mean? Getting out of the boxes and blocking, being able to pull, being able to turn, being able to dominate up front. This is a top 10 football team. And by the end of the year, they could be a top 2 football team if everything works out. And I believe AOC could get the job done behind a real offensive line. but I wouldn't be upset at taking like a Jaden Daniels. I wouldn't be upset at taking a swing at a Spencer Rattler. You know what I mean? Like, for the most part, man, I honestly believe this offensive line is really the the anchor that we need to tie down this football team. I'm just being honest about that. You know, now if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but that's just where I'm putting my money, man. I'm putting my money in my offensive line. I know what my defense can do. If I can add a couple of pieces to that, because I have $90 million. If I invest $27 million in my offensive line, I still have money. 27 million out of 90 million is not a lot. It's a small chunk of it. It's a very small chunk of it. What, I still got what, $63 million left? I can add some pieces with that on my. I can add another 2 pieces on my defense with that. I can go get a corner and a defensive lineman if I necessarily have to. There's some nice linebackers coming out of this year's draft, so you can definitely address that. You know what I mean, in the draft, and have them for a couple of years at a low cost. So for me, like, I think if you really want to win now, you really got to go address that offensive line, man. You got to go build that offensive line up into something tough, something rough, something motherfucking dangerous, bro. Some guys that are going to get out there and kick ass every game. If you do that, I'm telling you, if your quarterback has time, he has the weapons to get the ball to, and he has the capability of getting the ball there. But if you're always under duress, sometimes you're just gonna make bad decisions sometimes. And the thing about him is he didn't make bad decisions all the time. He made some bad decisions, but for the most part, he played better than the 2 veterans that we had, and they've been in the NFL for years. And he still played better. He went up against talent, regardless if it was backups or not. He was a 3rd stringer going up against 2nd stringers and winning. So for me, like, I believe the kid can get it done. I wouldn't be mad at, taking a solidified quarterback if that's what everybody is calling it. You know what I mean? But honestly, bro, like, I think the kid can get it done if you put some blocking up front. And that's just I'm never going to sway from that, bro. I honestly believe offensive line is key to everything on your offense, man. If there's no time to develop any play, bro, then what the fuck is the point? And that's just being honest, bro. What the fuck is the point? Black and grayed out, my brother. What it do? Ozzy, what's good with you, man? How's everything? Well, Twan, let the people know where they can find you, man, before we
Hey,
roll out.
yeah, hey, how's everybody? Raider Twan, you know what I'm saying? Get active, get involved. I will be busy tomorrow. I'm actually planning to do 2 different lives. I have a live set up for 12:30. That is Pacific Standard Time, so 12:30. I'll be talking about my take on the Mahomes rules, and then I also will be doing a live after that. I believe around 2:30, where I'll be discussing um, our combine. So discussing combine and the positives, what went right and what went wrong at the combine. So Mahomes rules at 12:30, and what went right and what went wrong at the NFL Combine at
What I was supposed
2:30.
to do here. The shit went awry. It went somewhere else. That's what I was supposed to be doing here.
Yeah,
It's
so
all right.
definitely you do
It
not
was
want
good.
to miss that. Come on over to Raider Twan and subscribe.
JC, what you got?
Um, well, I can officially say I got an intro now.
sure.
But we'll be back. I'll be going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. During the earlier times in the afternoon, before the evening time. Still debating on the times right now. But yes, your boy will be back. I am gonna make it interesting. I know you guys are bored with the same content. Most people are talking about the same shit over and over. Oh, it's gonna be different now that I'm back. Twan, I'm not gonna let you off the hook for what you said today. Dirty, I'm not gonna let you off the hook for what you said today either. I'm
I
coming
don't
for
give
a
a
lot
shit.
of.
I don't give a shit.
I said what I
Yeah,
said.
that's yeah. I like that.
Hey, I stand on business because I got a job, nigga.
I'm just saying, a lot of motherfuckers wasn't standing on business when I said
Stand
keep
on
that same
business
energy
because
from
I got
last
a
year.
job, nigga.
I just know. I
I
told
keep,
people keep that same energy from last year.
I
A
keep the
lot of
Raider
people wasn't keeping
gospel.
that energy before the end of the season. So I'm just gonna be saying I'm not gonna call people out, but I am gonna be reviewing a lot of things. If you guys see some things that you feel is sus or you would like me to talk about or discuss, go ahead and send it over to me. Hit me on Instagram. I will be updating my name to Up for Review on Instagram. I'll be making an Instagram for that. I'll be having a Twitter page for that as well. I thought I had one, but it was actually for something else. So I'll be making that as well. Send it to me, whether it's from a Raider content creator or someone else who's just talking. Please send it over. I will make it. It will be interesting. It will be entertaining. It will be comedy. It will be seriousness. But most important, it will be the truth. I have not steered y'all wrong or lied to y'all at all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. But yes, content game is gonna be back and be full effect, and we're gonna have fun with this again like we used to back in the day.
For sure. For sure. As for me, ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to be here to hang out, have a good time, man. And hey, it's always a pleasure to get your point of views. I may not have put everybody's comments up there, but I did read them. I tried to do my best to um, get to all of them. You know what I mean? I did my best to try and get to all of them, but I'm trying something new. I'm always trying something new, man. Y'all know me. You know what I mean? I'm always trying something new. I don't know what the issue is, but we're gonna go with movie clip of the week, ladies and gentlemen. To end our shows from now on, I am bringing movie clip of the week. This week's movie clip comes from a movie called Dominoes Battle of the Bones. It released in 2021. It is a low budget film. You know what I mean? It's a low budget film. That's for damn sure. But this week's clip features the one and only Scroncho. If you guys don't know who Scroncho is the assistant pimp from How High. I knew you was the one that Powder chose. The Lord chose Powder. You know what I mean? That's Scroncho. But ladies and gentlemen, this is when shit talking goes wrong. The movie clip of the week.
Yeah, legendary 10 speed. Yeah, I heard about your motherfucking ass. Guess what?
What's that?
I ain't scared of your bitch ass. My mama told me all about you. You ain't nothing but a motherfucking crackhead.
All this time I've been fucking your mama, nigga. This the first time she's telling you about me, bitch. And it should have been your daddy that told you about me, motherfucker. And just don't disrespect me with an unlit cigarette. And you call me a cocaine? What the fuck, crack it? Cocaine, 2 different things. I do cocaine, motherfucker. I do the finest shit in Peruvian I'm undefeated in everything I do. And the next time I fuck your mama, I'm gonna tell her to keep your ass in the house.
10.
15.
First of all, I didn't hear shit you said. Is your mustache too big? And I would sock your bitch ass, but you ain't gonna feel it.
Oh, you genius, huh? You real slick with your motherfucking mouth. Let me tell you something, you little irrelevant motherfucker. 20. It ain't never too late for an abortion, so you should shut your goddamn mouth. You see what I'm saying?
What?
Domino, that's what, motherfucker.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, man, 50 billion things on the face of the planet you could be doing. I appreciate you for tuning in for any amount of time, man. For those who are late, I do apologize, man. 2 hours, 32 minutes, 2 hours, 35 minutes in. You know what I mean? Got to turn on them notifications, man, so you know when your boy going live, man. But I appreciate y'all as always, man. No matter how much it rains, you can never stop the sun from shining. Raider Nation, YouTube, Rumble. Go get your motherfucking sunshine, man. We out. Peace.